Blog Talk Radio.
This is Heart to Heart Talk Radio, part of the Enlightenment Evolution Network. I am your host, Daniel Scranton. For the next hour or so, please listen with your heart.
Hello, Radio Land. This is Daniel Scranton. This is Heart to Heart Talk Radio. We are part of the Enlightenment Evolution Network. And as such, I would like to tell you all that the opinions and other stuff that's expressed during this show is in no way a reflection of the opinions and beliefs and other things that have to do with the Enlightenment Evolution Network. Oh my God, has anyone ever butchered a disclaimer so badly as that? I guess I'm not cut out for disclaimers. My guest tonight, let's get to that. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to give you the date too. Monday, October 20th, 2014. Okay, so my guest tonight is Lukas. And Lukas is just getting started in her career as a channel, but she's been doing this type of light worker, healer, guide, teacher type work for a long time now. We'll find out how long when we get her on the air. I met her a little over 3.5 years ago, and I met her at one of my workshops, and it was really funny because I had just come back from the Abraham cruise where I met Lana, my wife, and another woman named Ima. And Lana is Serbian, and Ima is like Bosnian, I think. And Ina, who's my guest tonight, is Croatian, at least part Croatian. And what's funny about that, for those of you who don't know, is those are all parts of Yugoslavia. What used to be Yugoslavia now is broken up into little pieces. Anyway, so in the time that I've known Ina, she has become a dear friend of mine. She and I have done a retreat together where we co-presented, and she's just one of my favorite people on the planet, and I'm so happy to have her on my show tonight. If I could, I would have her on every week. So Ina, that's your introduction. Now you are live on the air.
Oh my God, I love you, Daniel. That was awesome. That's so good. The whole former Yugoslavia triad that came into your life all at once. What's that about?
I know. It was so funny. Like, I had never met an Ima before, obviously. I mean, what sane person has, right? And I come back, and then there's this smiling face at my workshop whose name is Ina. And so it was pretty fun. And your dad is Croatian. Is that
right?
Does that mean
yeah.
50% Croatian, or?
Yeah, he was born in Zagreb and came to the U.S. when he was 18. I guess 16 to Canada, and then here. So yeah, I've got a lot of Adriatic blood in me.
Yeah, and what was your mom's ethnicity or nationality? Or
Norway. So I've got that really awesome blend of, calm, quiet Northern European, and then just crazy Slavic, love me, hug me, kiss me. Southern European. Yeah. How much physical affection can I get? Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much for having me on your show. And I really have to say that that you have been such a I don't even have words for the influence and the inspiration that you've been in my life, and how much of an impact you've had on me by truly being such a shining example of being your authentic self, and living so spiritually out of the closet and following your bliss the way that you do, you know, all of your channeling and all of who you are, being who you are, has just been, I mean, you've been at some of the most critical times in my life. You know, the channelings that have come through have been game changers for me. So you're a gift to the world, and I really appreciate you for that.
Oh, thank you. Right back at you, sister.
Thank you.
I'm really curious because, as well as I know you, we just hung out for a little bit. We didn't really see that much of each other at the big wedding, but I still don't know exactly when you started channeling, how it all came about for you, and you know, it was just like suddenly I heard this rumor one day that Ina was channeling, and I was like, ooh, interesting. So tell me about that. How did that unfold?
That's a great question, and I'm not quite sure how it unfolded myself, but I was kind of, because it wasn't actually something that I was trying. It just kind of happened, and I guess I could explain sort of the bigger picture of it, because I don't know. I mean, I know that a lot of your listeners are into channeling and you know, or want to channel themselves if they're not already, and so I think sometimes just hearing other people's experiences can be helpful. But I think what I realized is that I actually started channeling as a landscape designer, and didn't really realize that I was doing it. But I was a landscape designer for 15 years, and the way that I would work, especially later in my career, was that I was deeply in tune with the plants, very, very deeply connected with, you know, each species, you know, every plant had its own energy and its own expression of self. And so I knew them on an energetic level, but I also knew them with encyclopedic knowledge of, you know, height, bloom time, you know, all of their characteristics from birth till death. And so, when I worked with clients, what I would do is, probably one of the biggest things as a channel, was I got myself out of the way. So before I would meet with the client, I would do a lot of alignment and clearing on my own of lining myself up, lining my peeps, you know, all of my non-physicals up with their non-physicals, because I knew that my client would have, they sort of had this vision for what they wanted in their yard, but they had no clue what that looked like. They just, you know, I knew that they had put a lot, you know, in their vortex, so to say, of what they wanted in their yard. And so I would get myself out of the way, and I would have our teams hook up, and and I would just kind of begin by asking them what kind of emotional state they would want to feel in their yard. How do you want to feel when you're in your yard? So that I kind of designed from a feeling place of, you know, because every plant has a different emotional response and a different feel. So so what would happen is that I would just clear, and I would allow this stuff to come through me. And the way that I designed is I actually owned a nursery at the time with my husband, and so I could bring all the plants with me that I knew were a match to the feeling that they were trying to evoke in their yard. So I would bring, you know, a van load or a truckload, way more than I needed, of these plants, and I would create this palette. And then when I was there, I could hold my hand over a plant and feel a yes or a no. Like my body would move towards a plant or not towards a plant. And so I would just lay the stuff out on site, and I would do it from a place of actually not myself not being present. I was so in the zone that I was just allowing force to come through me, really, I guess. And it was so cool because afterwards, I always felt like I couldn't take credit for the designs because, I would be so in the zone when I would do it and know that it was awesome when I was done. But then I was so, I guess it really was channeling it at that point. And so I would come back, days or whatever later, and I would just be like, oh my God, that's so cool. Do you see how the brick on that wall lines up with the color in that flower, and how if you look from 360 degrees around, this plant comes into that plant, which pulls off this part of the house, which moves into that part, which creates this pathway. So many layers came into play that I'm not smart enough to do with my own. I'm intelligent. I am, but I couldn't take credit for the brilliance of the design that came through me. So it was fun to go back because I would just be like, oh my God, that's amazing. So I think, that was just, that was sort of a warm-up period of just getting myself out of the way and allowing Source to flow through me and just, tapping into intuitive feel and being in service to another person because they were pulling it through me. So I think a lot of people out there who are, artists and musicians and creative people, they're channeling music, they're channeling the artwork, it's coming through them, some things are just beyond human capability. You just know that it's coming from a higher place. So anyway, I think it was a combination of just being really, tapped into that creative field that was combined with nature, which is my church, my form of God, and spending 20 years working in horticulture and being connected to plants and plant spirits and stuff. And then I started getting into, maybe 6 years ago, the One Command, which is a very powerful process, and that got me going into the theta brainwave regularly. So when I would do the One Command for myself or for clients, I would just keep going into the theta brainwave, and as I was up there guiding people through it, I would just be so in a line that stuff would just kind of come through me in a bigger way. Then again, I'm smart enough to, to have that stuff come through me. It was just, it was bigger. And then through also leading a lot of laughter meditations, which I always do a guided moment.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay.
Missy.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to back up. Beep.
Blah, blah, blah.
and we're going to, because I want to talk, as awesome as One Command is, I don't think that many people actually know what One Command is. So let's talk about what One Command is, because I've experienced it myself, where you led One Command during our retreat together, and it's freaking awesome, and people were getting immediate results from doing it after the retreat. So talk a little bit about it. Where did this One Command come from? Who's giving the commands around here? Is it general somebody?
I was going to be snarky about 10 Commandments, but I didn't go there. Okay. So the One Command was created by a woman named Asara Lovejoy, who is just phenomenal woman. And it came to me when I was having my deepest, darkest depression, dark night of the soul, would have taken my life if I had not had kids, kind of just bottomed out, but at the same time was going through a total metamorphosis, like I think a lot of us, light workers and spiritual sentient beings have, and so I was kind of, coming into this whole new, level of myself anyway. And so in that darkness, I was just trying to survive, minute by minute, trying to stay alive. And I was online and found this thing called the One Command. And what drew me to it, well, there are several components that go into it, but so it combines going into the theta brainwave, and if you're familiar, there's beta. The beta brainwave is a very fast-moving brainwave that we're in every day, all day, while we're out and about and just engaging in normal life. And then there's a slightly slower brainwave, alpha, when we're meditating or watching TV for a long time or whatever. And then theta is an even slower brainwave still. And it's that place where you actually connect up to God. Like that's where, Buddhist monks who have been meditating for years, they're in the theta state. So it is a very deep connecting state. So you're going into the theta brainwave. That's one aspect of it. The second aspect of it, which is what really hooked me when I was so gone, was that when you're in theta, there's a statement that you say, and it starts out with, I don't know how. So you say, I don't know how I have, money to pay my rent. I only know that I do now. I don't know how I have 10 clients this week. I only know that I do now, and I am fulfilled. So, so in that, when you start out by saying, I don't know how, you really give it up. You let go, and you really, it's like the deepest state of allowing, because the reality is we don't know how. We have no clue. And the how, as we know, is not our job at all to figure that out. But so to just go, I don't know how, I don't know how I find a new home. I only know that I do now, and I am fulfilled. So that in itself was like coming home for me. It's such a powerful thing, and it is like the law of allowing on speed, because you're totally letting go. You're giving it up, and you're allowing the universe to deliver to you, the best possible form of whatever it is that you're asking for. And so when you do that in the theta brainwave, you're in your kind of like 3-year-old consciousness. So you're stating it really simply, and you're speaking to you're speaking to yourself on such a deep level that it's wild, but magic happens. Total magic happens. And so it's a 6-step process. You ground, you align, you into theta, and then you state your command. And then after you state that command, I don't know how I have $10,000. I only know that I do now. And you state it in the present tense because it's all happening now. And then you expand it out and you let it get bigger. And for me, that's the fun part, is just letting it get bigger than you can imagine, so that I always envision all the dovetailing of, so I have more clients and all the things that happen for them, or how the money could come, or whatever, that it's always, for the greatest good of all involved. And it becomes a really fun thing when you expand it out and just let it get bigger and, kind of take the roof off of what's possible. So you expand, and the final step is to receive, and you bring that, imagery down, or the new holographic reality that you've created. And then the other key part of the one command is, as you're bringing it down, you actually unwind and rewind your DNA. So that's such a big piece of it. If you're doing DNA shifting on a really deep level, so you've gone into theta, you've released, you've let go, I don't know how, and then as you come back down, you're unwinding your DNA and you're releasing from it all of that prior programming. You're releasing the anger and the generations of scarcity and lack and frustration, or whatever it is that's been blocking what it was that you were asking for. And you just kind of like shake it out of your DNA, and then you rewind back into your DNA this whole new possibility. You rewind in the love and the knowing of who you are, and the ease and the effortlessness and the flowing and all that good stuff. So you rewind it back in, and then you ground back down into the ground. And it's just, like, it's phenomenal. I mean, I've had people, get over the deathly fear of flying. I mean, deathly fear of flying, like a woman who had gone down in a flaming plane before, kind of fear of flying, like got over it. And just crazy, unexpected money showing up, multiple orgasms, new jobs showing up, new homes showing up, cars. It's the law of attraction on speed, because it just it so simply combines all these elements, and it gets your crap out of the way, and it just, once it's done, it's done. And you just kick back and wait for it to happen. So
the other thing I love about this
fun.
is that I now know that meditating and watching TV for a really long time are comparable activities. So that's awesome. I think everyone can get excited about just watching a lot of TV and just achieving the same thing. But you know what's actually funny about that is that I've gone through periods of this incarnation with, like, really just feeling exhausted for most of the day a lot, and I did notice at one time when I was living in Santa Monica, which, of course, I'm living, whenever I'm in a city, it's like worse. So I would notice that I would go home and, like, I had a pretty strict practice of yoga and walk in nature and all that, channeling and all that stuff. But I would just, like, watch a movie or watch 30 Rock or, like several episodes of 30 Rock. And then afterwards, I would feel so much better. I would feel like I had meditated. So, I mean, I think there is some, like, healthy way to just, like, consume, media to the point where you're actually recharging your batteries. I don't know.
Oh, totally.
Anyway.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I think part of it is that you kind of shut down. I mean, you let go, you kind of turn your brain off a bit. And Yeah, it does, of course, matter what you choose, and I would usually choose comedies to watch that, with no commercials and stuff, so I wasn't getting all the other stuff that gets tossed in sometimes with like zoning out on television. But so that's awesome. I love that description of one command, and it's funny because I was walking on the beach today thinking about doing my first workshop in Hawaii when I get there, and I was thinking, like, if I just show up and say, hey, I'm Daniel Scranton, I'm a channel, then maybe, that people might not be like, oh, I'll go see this guy I've never heard of who's a channel. And so I was thinking, like, oh, I could do a workshop on something, and I'll let whatever it is I'm going to do the workshop on come to me. And what came to me was the art of letting go and how to stop micromanaging your manifestation process. And that's basically what you were saying, really powerful about one command, how you just say, I don't know how. Because really, if you think you know how, you're just limiting yourself anyway to so many possibilities. Yeah. All
right.
And
then the other thing I wanted to talk about, which you started talking about, was the idea of laughter meditation, because, what kind of crazy idea is this that people actually want to laugh? Like, come on, who wants to laugh? Yet somehow you managed to repackage laughter and sell it, to like selling snow to Eskimos or something. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah. Laughter meditation is I guess I'm always into things that are just simple and beautiful. To me, the less stuff involved, the better. And laughter meditation is a just deeply powerful, deeply healing practice that just involves two things. It's laughter and it's silence. And the beauty of the laughter is that it's unconditional laughter. So we're not laughing for any reason. There's no jokes being told. There's no talking during the laughter. So the first half of meditation, people are laying on the floor with their heads together, and we're really just laughing for anywhere from 25 to 40 minutes, just laughter. And it's so powerful because, as I'm sure all of your listeners know, outside conditions, it's so easy to let outside conditions dictate your feeling, but when you're able to create your feeling and allow, no matter what's going on around you, then you're really in control. And so when you really get and live in a space of unconditional laughter, you realize that you can laugh at no matter what's happening to you. I just missed my plane, and to be able to react to be able to react to external circumstances, because no matter what's happened, the thing has happened, and it's how we respond to it that changes everything. So, like, a great example is one of the last a workshop that you did down here in Carlsbad a month or two ago. As I was driving to your workshop, my car broke down. Like, my Subaru died completely, 280,000 miles on it, and it, blew, on the road as I was coming to your workshop. And and I could have been devastated, and instead, I really took it lightly, and I didn't let it ruin my night. And my friend was coming to meet me, so we just went straight to your workshop anyway. And I was like, I'll deal with towing the car later. And in a matter of, and because at every point where, if you looked at the reality of it, the money in our bank account, all the things, it was all stacked against me. But because of how I so positively responded, that within 3.5 days, I went from no car to having my brand new 2014 dream car for free. I don't even know, but it happened that fast, and I really attribute so much of that to my years of practice in levity and laughter yoga and laughter meditation, and being able to respond to things that should crush me from a place of buoyancy and from a place of levity. And so because I lead laughter meditation at least every week, if not more, and I have for the last few years, I realize that it's become necessary for me to have that laughter outlet, that unconditional laughter outlet every week, because when you're laughing, you're actually bringing your stuff up. So it's a dynamic meditation, like Osho led laughter meditation. So your body is releasing in the laughter, and so you're producing all this joyful chemistry of endorphins and dopamine, and your stress levels are going down. Your cortisol levels are dropping, your adrenaline levels are dropping. So as you're laughing for that long, you're having a physical response. After 10 minutes of sustained laughter, things really start chemically changing in your body. And then in addition to that, the laughter allows you to be an observer. It gives distance from whatever the problem is that's normally right in your face. It gives you an area of perspective. So as you're laughing, it's really common to just cry because you see how seriously you've been taking yourself. So all this stress comes off your shoulders, and you get to see, the ridiculousness of the things that you've been taking so seriously that are really quite dumb. I mean, we have chronic adultitis in our country of just taking things way too seriously. So when you have an outlet every week of just, or every day, even better, just being able to laugh for no reason, it's like you shake all that stuff up and out of your body, and then when we plunge into the silence after the laughter, you're able to go so much deeper into the silence because you're going into it from a place of joyful chemistry in your body, and your mind has been quieted and released through all the laughter. So it's such a powerful practice, and it's been a game changer for me, and for a lot of people that have come to my meditations. It kind of amazes me the depth of healing that can happen in just one laughter meditation session. I actually had a guy who got a couple months ago, maybe 2 months ago, came to my laughter meditation for the first time, and it was at my house, and we have cats, and during the meditation, he realized that his eyes started watering, and he realized that we had cats, and he was like, oh my God, because he's I don't know, he must be in his mid-60s or something, and he's had cat allergies his entire life, bad cat allergies. And he decided while he was laughing that he was going to let it go, and he let it go, and literally his cat allergy disappeared, like completely. Like he came out of the meditation, he was like, I don't have a cat allergy anymore. And he's come almost every week since then, had my cats, had them roll on his yoga mat, and he has no cat allergy anymore. That's amazing to me, you know? It's like the side effect to laughter meditation. Healed. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to remind you that you're still answering my first question, which was, how did you start channeling? So we started with the landscape, and then one command, and now laughter meditation. So, like, you know.
When did I start channeling?
When did you, like, what happened between the time I knew you, because I've known you since before this. No. So at a certain point, I knew you, and you were doing all those things, but you weren't saying that, but you weren't also, I won't say that you weren't channeling, because of course we do channel, and as you were saying, you were channeling during those times when you were coming up with those landscape designs, but when was it that you started to say, hey, person over there, ask me some questions, and I will bring through these guides and direct voice channel for you? How did that happen?
Yeah. So that's a good question. I think about 2 years ago, one of my dearest friends, Katie, just started asking me questions really patiently, and I started to actually, drew me, but I didn't do a lot of it. Like, it was just sort of, I felt like, I can only do it because she's with Katie, because she's asking, and but so I did a little bit of it, I would say starting a couple years ago, but not much. And then this past January, I met my dear soul love, and I think there's something about the catalyst of a soul contract going through, or I think with channeling, when someone asks or draws it through you, it comes through more fully. So I was channeling I was doing a one command for him one night, and as I was up in theta, all of a sudden, just I was other people were speaking through me, and it happened as I was doing a one command, where all of a sudden they were speaking in we, and it was definitely not me, and it just all started, coming through like a waterfall, and so I think that was sort of the defining moment of where it just started really coming through easily for me, and I mean, like, the more focused the question, when you have someone asking and drawing through you, it comes through easily. So, I hear stuff a lot, or, I'll be out with friends and somebody will say something, and then, my peeps will just, like, it feels like wild horses at the gate, where they're like, blah, 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 like, we have this to say, so it can come through, when I guess the person that I'm with just needs to hear it, too, which is kind of fun. But yeah, so now it's just, it just kind of happened, and I wasn't even trying, and it seems like then once you open it up, it just it just comes. So
open the floodgates. That's right.
Yep, that's right. Now I can't remember not being able to do it, Like it just seems like, oh yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it's still, yeah.
Yeah, so you just took it and ran with it and just decided, like, okay, I want to start doing this now and working with clients, and you've got, what's your website? I forget what your website is called.
It's ENlightenmentLukas.com. So INALUKAS.com. ENLukas.com. And there you can see all my stuff, and you can book sessions, and I do the one command with people. It's really powerful to have a practitioner take you through it. So I work one-on-one with people, either doing the one command or straight up channeling. Although usually when I'm doing the one command, there's channeling happening during that anyway. I just kind of have a combination of different modalities that I use. And I think, one of the best things that I'm really good at is just getting to the root of stuff with people. Like I don't know, maybe it's from 20 years in horticulture, but I love to get the entire root out. I go deep, and I like to help people really remove the blocks and the layers, and so somehow, doing the one command, that's actually where we usually go, is removing kind of the root of the block that people are having, and then the channeling. So I channel. I guess you would call them angelic, of that realm.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very loving energy, and that I loosely call the alchemist. And I mean, as you'll see when I start channeling, it's just like a source love bath, really. And you know me well. I'm a lover. I love to love. So I think, that. Those peeps come through me in a really loving way. So I'm not channeling ETs, and, I'm not like those weird people that channel fairies and unicorns.
Yeah,
you know them,
there.
don't you?
You'll get there.
So like, I'm not the one to come to if you want to know about ETs and, other dimensional stuff, but for people who really want a much deeper insight into issues that they're going through, or an aerial perspective, or whatever shift in whatever personal thing they have going on, that's where my realm of peeps really works their magic. And it's very fun for me because as you know, it's like having love streaming through you. And I think one of the funnest things is I'm experiencing the energy of them coming through me, and I'm also getting visuals. And so I think what I so love about doing it is just that I see the magnificence of the person that I'm channeling for. It's like really seeing that broadest perspective of just the perfection of who you are. It's really, it just feels so good. So there's a lot of love that comes through. Channeling.
And that's the thing too that is most important to focus on when you're a new channel, is that it's the energy, it's the transmission of love, the frequency that you're holding, and if we can just let ourselves off the hook about having all the answers and getting everything right and doing something that no one else is doing and all that stuff, because I know that has those have all been things that I've used to beat myself down with, so it's great that you have that perspective already about it, about knowing.
Well, yeah, and I actually I really appreciate you for that, and I took I think one of your first channeling classes, and I highly recommend anybody out there to take Daniel's channeling classes, because you helped me. Just the things that you said in that class really helped me a lot into, relaxing into knowing that whatever's being said is, of greatest benefit to the person, because it's true. I do stay, I'm conscious. I'm aware of what I'm saying as it's coming through, and so it's easy for that little monkey mind to be, making its comments or questioning, and not just letting go and trusting, as it's coming through. So you, listening to all of your wisdoms, teachings on how to channel definitely has helped me relax into it for sure. Although I have to say, this is the first time I'm channeling for a live radio audience.
Yeah, I know. I kind of put you on the spot. I did. But I was thinking about asking you to be on the show for a lot longer than it took me a while before I actually pulled the trigger and asked you to do it. Because I had you on before with the other two Bliss girls, and I guess I just wanted to give you a little distance between your two appearances or something. I don't know, but I guess we timed it perfectly, huh?
We did. Well done.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah. And I think once I moved to Hawaii, happily pass the torch to you and Lily for doing the channelings down there in the San Diego, Carlsbad area, for the peeps, our peeps that I love so much. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Dan, your influence here has been profound. I don't plan on replacing you by any means.
But you guys have to have.
We're just going to fly you in.
I could Skype. We could Skype do them, but.
Oh, that's a great idea, actually.
Huh?
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
you can Skype channel gatherings with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Business expansion. It just got better.
Yeah. So I'm going to do my announcements while we warm up the audience and you for your channeling experience here, because we're going to take your calls now and your questions, and so there are quite a few people on hold right now. So if you're on hold and you want to talk to the alchemists through Ina, just press the 1 and your little hand will be raised on my screen and I'll be able to call on you. So for now, Ina, go take a break and I'll do my announcements and then come back at like 7:20.
Okay, perfect.
Okay? Yeah. All right. So
thank you.
Here's what is in store on the Enlightenment Evolution Network. Tomorrow, Tuesday, and every Tuesday, we have Soulfulpreneur Radio with Rachel Archelaus and Megan Crandall-Meyer. These two ladies give business advice to spiritual people, which is awesome because we all need that. And they also are both psychic, so they do little readings. With every show, they'll take calls and do readings, so it's really phenomenal. I love their show. I've been on their show. It's at noon my time, Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So check out their website, Soulfulpreneur, and also the Enlightenment Evolution Network has a page and a group for getting the links to all these shows and the phone numbers, because we have so many shows now that not all of them have the same phone number. But Rachel's show has the same phone number as this one, which is 347-308-8788. If you want to call in, if you happen to be listening online, although I've been told it's not easy tonight to access the show online for some reason. But anyway, if you're one of the lucky few who can, give us a call here. So that's Tuesday during the day. Tuesday night, we have Victoria Vives with Earth, Sky, People Radio. That's at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Victoria is a sound healer and Reiki master, and she just became officially a shaman. So she's got a lot going on, including having a career as she had a career as a dancer and singer and entertainer, and so she does martial arts. She's incredible. She does a lot of different things. So check her show out. Tomorrow night, I'm not sure who she's going to have on tomorrow night, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Then on Wednesday, we have the man that started it all, Robert Gauthier, or as I like to call him, Robert Gauthier, and the Enlightenment Evolution Hour. And Rob will channel Treb from time to time. He'll have guests on. He just loves to chat with people about what's going on in the world from a spiritual point of view. So check his shows out also at 6 and 9 p.m. on Wednesday nights. And Thursday nights we have Philip Malka with Consciousness Evolution Hour. Philip is the creator of Consciousness Evolution 2.0 group on Facebook, which is an amazing group, and runs meetup groups in Michigan. He's got a Bashar inspiration group on Facebook. He has a YouTube channel. He has great guests. So check his show out on Thursday, 6 p.m. and 9 p.m., respectively, depending on your coast. So that's what we got going on Thursday night. And then Friday night we got Colleen Angel with the Earth Experience. Same time, 6 p.m. West Coast, 9 p.m. East Coast. Kalina has guests, and obviously she'll have Rob on from time to time, and he'll channel, and she does clips and music and all sorts of great stuff on her show. And she seems to be back to 100% well again after being in the hospital. So we are happy to have Kalina back on the network. So check her show out. Saturdays, we have a new show on Saturday. So the new show is Disclosure Now with the Pied Piper and co-host Texas Rebel. That's on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. They had their first show already. They're going to do a lot of shows with, the topic of ETs and government cover-ups and all that good stuff that, is getting out in the open now. So definitely check them out on Saturdays. Sundays, we still have Ms. Karen Newman with her show About Oneness on at 11 a.m. West Coast, 2 p.m. East Coast time. So check out Karen's show About Oneness. She has guests. She's got Matt Kahn coming on. She gets great guests and talks about twin flame energy a lot. She's a channeler herself, a singer, another singer. And she's in the Netherlands, which is fun. So broadcasting from the Netherlands, Karen Newman on Sundays. Then Sunday night, starting November 2nd, which is just less than 2 weeks away, we will have Neil Gar and Universal Soul with the Resonance Intention. And this show is going to be all about sound and vibration frequency and people who are putting out high frequency energy through whatever means, through their music, through sound healing, through whatever they're doing, but it's going to be focusing a lot on sound. And those two run the Portal to Ascension group and events and everything, so they're really tapped in and doing a lot of good work out there in the world. So next Monday, my show is going to have the world-renowned, award-winning sound healer and musician, Mr. Jonathan Goldman. So this guy has been really important in my life because right around the time that, right before I started doing my toning and overtoning, channeling them, I was doing his chakra toning meditation, I guess you would call it. I would tone with my voice coach for each chakra, and that was Jonathan Goldman inspired. And his music is amazing. So check out my show next week. And then I'm just gonna put it out there because I have Ina here. Ina, are you back?
I'm here.
Ina. Okay, good. I didn't want to have to scold you. A week, 2 weeks, I have a baseball guy on my show. So for all you Avers out there listening, we're going to have baseball guy on the program in 2 weeks. Also known as Doug White. He also goes by Doug White. But Avers is a baseball guy. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. I love that, man. That's going to be a fun show.
He is one lovable guy. I will give him that. Mm-hmm. Okay, now it's time to go to work for you, and I get to just sit back and chill and just drink my water.
Drink whiskey.
Yeah. So it's channeling time, sister. What do you need? How easy is it for you to connect and get these beings going here?
It's pretty easy. I've just been breathing while you've been talking, and I hope everybody else out there has been breathing while you've been talking too. But I'm sort of, fairly ready to go. So what helps me out with the first caller getting going is just talking if they can talk a little bit, explaining what's going on or whatever instead of a one sentence question.
Like
it kind of pulls it through. Yeah, if you can just start talking a bit and then it pulls it through me a little more as we get going.
Yeah, kind of like how Nora works. Cool. Okay, well then I'm going to take someone off hold here and bring them live, whose number I recognize, so this will make it easy for you. Hello there. You are on with us, Ms. Jagger.
Excellent. Oh, Daniel, thank you. Thank you so much. I love your show. I love it. And, thank you for everything that you've done to influence Ina in her channeling journey. She's gone on and on about your channeling course. So, thank you for everything you've done, because I get to benefit because she channels for me. So Ina, I would love to ask you, the alchemist, a question about an entity who I've named Alex, who I guess was identified with the help of Daniel and maybe it was the creators about a year and a half ago, where I feel this heat on my lower legs or foot, and just kind of indicating that he's there. And he hung out for a little while, and then he kind of disappeared, and I hadn't felt any of that very distinctive presence of his. in a long time. And then recently, I've been feeling that heat, unmistakable. I know it's him, very frequently, at least once a day for the last couple of weeks. And it just seems to be very, very abrupt and frequent. And I'm kind of wondering what that's all about, if it's just him going, hey, oh, I'm around, or if he's trying to get my attention and inspire me to a certain action, or what that's about, if you might get any kind of inklings on that.
Well, we all know that you are very hot, so it is not a surprise that you are feeling your own heat. So part of what is going on is that you are coming into a newer level of awareness for yourself. You are, as you know, coming into this whole phase of being more authentically who you are. You are letting go of judgments that people have of you. You are breaking through that barrier of shame and other emotions that you are letting go of. So in that process of letting go of some of those things that you have been using to stir stuff up in you, you are becoming more sensitive. You're using your intuition more. You are using your awareness more. And so part of the heat that you are feeling is that awareness of all the beings who are surrounding you at all times. So it is not just one being who is allowing you to feel your own heat, but there are. It is almost as if you are being reminded of the angelic presence that surrounds you at all times. So we would encourage you to notice, to just notice in those moments the sensation of what is happening, to get very present in that moment that you feel radiate, to notice maybe what thoughts you have been thinking, or just to become present in those moments and to say thank you, to feel appreciation for that connection to the broadest part of who you are.
Thank you. And it's always so nice to be reminded that I am surrounded by non-physicals who all have my back and who are all pulling for me and cheering me on. So that is such a wonderful reminder. So, just to be aware that, just a reminder that I got a whole team. Basically,
and
is that what you're saying?
It is more than just a team. You have a stadium that is cheering you on at all times. You are on center stage, and you are stadium rock. So be aware that not only are you being cheered on at all times and guided and supported, but that you have access to so much help that you have been denying yourself for so many years. So when you have been in that state as you have, of feeling that you need to do everything yourself and that you take pride in doing the work yourself because somehow it feels in human form like there's more honor or a badge in that, you have done well, and at the same time, you have not let in the swords of non-physical help that is there for you. So we would encourage you to really open up to the gaggles of assistance that are available to you at all times.
And is that a matter of actually asking questions or inviting, saying, okay, team, here's what I need help with. And thank you. Go for it. Just actually asking for that help?
Well, the more you communicate with your non-physicals, the more you get the juice flowing, as to say. The more the lubrication in the communication comes forth. So the more that you are actively asking and actively opening to receive, the more you become in communication, because you are one who could very easily be in conversation with your own guides. So the more that you are conversing in an inspired way for you, the more this fifth dimensional way of being, which is very much a place of easy manifestation and things coming quickly and showing up with third dimensionally surprising results, that it's all coming easier and more quickly. And the more that you just lubricate the channels, the more that you open up and converse, the more that assistance will be there for you.
Oh, nice. Thank you. That's awesome. I can't always flag Ina down for channel session, so I'd love to open up to my own guidance more obviously. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Thanks.
Yes, that's awesome. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Lee, for calling in and listening. We're going to take another call now. We'll go with the person who has been on the hold the next longest amount of time. So, person with a 605 area code, you are now live on the air. Hello.
Did you say 605?
I think so, yeah.
Are you talking to me? This is Jill. This is Jill Johnson.
Hi, Jill.
Yay, hi.
Yay.
I'm so excited. I sent out my, Dan said, send out your energy so you'd be next. And I was next.
Yeah.
Yay. I am so excited. Oh, yay. All right, yippee. Okay, Ina, I'm at a crossroads right now with my yoga career. The yoga studio that I owned, I don't own anymore. And the current teacher is letting it go. And so I have an open canvas in front of me, and I'm just wondering what Spirit might say about inspiration or direction. I love my yoga therapy that I'm doing, but I'm not, it's still so new to people. I'm not hearing, I'm still not getting a lot of business from that, so wondering what Spirit might say about that. Thank you.
Well, first we want you to know that you are perfectly poised for what is coming next. And And what you are drawing towards you is being molded in the moment by the frequency that you are holding. So it is easy to get caught up in details and wanting to know what is next, and trying to wrap your brain around the unfolding that has just happened. But what we would recommend for you is to really allow yourself to amp up your energy, to really focus on the feeling place, to not have expectations of how anything needs to look, but to allow this time to actually go very deep within and lay in your own hammock, if you will, to allow yourself some energetic downtime to just breathe and play a game with your frequency, to play. See, you are one who is bringing much toward you right now, and the rate that it is coming towards you is actually quite brisk. So the more that you get, that it is your frequency that is literally in the moment causing the form to become manifested, then you will really understand that higher the best expectation you hold, the more delightful the outcome will be. Does that make sense?
So you're saying not to have the expectation, but to just be in the place of playing with my own vibration and focusing on
expectation is, we are not saying to not have expectation. We are saying that your expectation should be quite high. It should be of the best outcome. It should be of what you really want to draw in, rather than capping off what could be coming towards you. So it is, as you know, a state of excited expectation, but when you really hold the frequency of what it is, of where you want to be, that you may feel that you are not now, that frequency of this next phase coming towards you, of it being one of ease and fulfillment and joy and playfulness, and of you stepping into your power, and of you being lit up each day, and of you feeling excitement and eagerness and things being easy for you and money coming easily. When you are holding that frequency, you are literally molding the physical reality that is coming towards you.
Awesome. Having just spent 2 weeks on a cruise with Abraham and hearing that, and then hearing that again and coming back already feeling shifted, and then this opening, I guess I can't hear it enough to be in that space of excited expectation, eager expectation of the highest that can come. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes. You are so welcome.
Love you.
I love you, Jill.
Thank you for calling. Thanks for calling, Jill.
Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah. Okay. We have another 760 person on hold here, so it's probably someone we know. Hello, 760.
Is it
Who are
me?
you? It's you.
It's Kirsten.
Hi.
Hey, honey.
I was hoping it was me. Hi. How are you guys?
Great.
Good.
So good.
So do you want me to launch into my question?
Mm-hmm.
We have a whole house of people. My son and my husband and I guess, a whole house. Our sleep has been so interrupted, like almost like waking up having not slept at all, even when I go to bed early. And I'm wondering, is it something like energetic? Is it something within the house? Is it like a solar flare? Is it something happening in the world? What are you getting
It's
at?
happening with me too. I'm having this too. But yeah, 6 hours of sleep and I'm wide awake, and I used to get 8.5 like every night. So.
And is the sleep you're getting restful?
Yeah, I do get a good 6 hours when I get the 6 hours, but it's been going on for a while now for me. It's not sleeping as much as I used to.
So mine is sleeping frequently as long, but just waking up feeling exhausted. Like I just have been running laps at night.
Yeah.
What?
So your thing might be different.
Okay.
She said, well, like she's running laps at night.
Well, in some sense, you have been running laps at night because in your house right now, everything is a bit shaken up. So it is actually hard to feel restful at this moment in the deep sense of relaxing because there is exhaustion in letting go. So as Frank has, you and Frank have both let go of a big entity and chapter in your life with the closing of your business, and so there is a lot up in the air right now, and so there is stress there, which of course is going to stir stuff up, and we just want you to be more gentle with yourself around this whole issue of sleep, and know that it is just fine to feel exhausted, because part of exhaustion is shifting into your new phase and allowing yourself to be tired, because in that state of exhaustion, you let go a bit and you stop pushing so much. So there's always a good benefit that comes from allowing yourself to be tired without resisting it, without seeing it as a bad thing that you are exhausted.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah, I like that too. There's a guy named Jeff Foster, a teacher out there who I've become familiar with recently, and I did see him post something about this journey and about exhaustion, and it's been a big one for me in this lifetime. I feel like, the feeling tired, feeling exhausted is just been such a big part of my life for so long. I'm like, oh my God, I'm ready to let go of that one. Yeah.
Well, we want you to know that as physical beings who are the light beings that you are bringing forth consciousness at such a speed, and you are bringing forth that consciousness for the collective. So when you are one who is bringing in the shift in such a big drawing in way, your human body sometimes is not up to speed with that, not because it couldn't be, but because of your own human mind resistance to the speed at which you are leading this energy shift that is happening. So it makes sense that some of you who are still here on the leading edge, that you're tired. And that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. So part of it could just be resistance, like just to, like you were saying, just to breathe into it and know nothing has gone wrong and just be okay with it.
Well, and there will be a period where you will have so much energy that it will be like you are dancing a merengue all the time, and you will look back and say, I wish I was a little more exhausted so I could have some downtime. So know that you are amping up into quite a party for yourself there. So it's okay to feel a little tired now. It is the preparation before the trip.
That's so nice. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
That is great. All right. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Have a good night, Kirsten.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Dan.
All righty. So we're going to take another call. Let's see here. I think another hand just went up. No. Okay, 516 area code. You are live. Hello, 516. 516. Don't make me say your whole phone number on the interweb. Hello? Okay, we'll go back to that person maybe. We have a 619 person who's a San Diegan. 619, who's this?
Is that me?
Yeah, it's you.
Shania.
Oh, Shania.
Hey, Angel.
On the road.
She's driving, so be gentle with her.
Well, no, I'm not driving. Dr. Davis is driving.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it's been such a good show. Thank you, Daniel. It's awesome. And Ina, you're awesome.
Thank you.
So to expand upon Kirsten's exhaustion, I've been going, and just coming back from this wonderful film festival, and I had so much inspiration there. And particularly with a film that I saw that had to do with fairies. I mean, it's called Dare to Be Wild, and it's a true story about a woman that was the youngest woman to win an award at the Chelsea Flowers Show in England. But it was all filmed in Ireland, and I guess my question is that I had such angel chills to the people that I connected, and I connected to the director, and I mean, without doing anything, I have this inspiration now that I'm going to be going into directing of some sort, and I guess the fairies it was such a magical trip for me. And in my dreams, I felt like that I was in that realm of the fairies, and the butterflies there were all over me. So I know I must sound crazy for all the callers that ever had. And can you give me a little bit more insight to that? And the second part of my question to that is, with all this momentum in California, I'm going to be going to Florida in a couple of weeks, and I am conflicted about how long I should be there. It could be as little as 2 weeks or a month. So I know it's a two-part question, but can you help me and guide me?
Yes. Well, first of all, we want you to know that as soon as your voice came on the phone, there was the overwhelming rush within us of the bubbling of champagne energy of who you are, and so that fairy realm is very much who you are, and you live in this lightness of being, and there is the butterflies, the fairies, the dragonflies. They are all so much a part of your spirit nature. So of course you are going to be feeling the goosebumps as you are immersing yourself in these films. And we're not actually quite sure what the question was with that part.
Well, I got this inspiration through this film that I was going to be directing, but having to do with topics like very passionate about, which is children of awesomeism, the autism spectrum, and the fairy world. This film that I saw so inspired me because it was parallel to some ideas that I have, and I guess it's the first time that I've even considered. I mean, I'm an artist and singer, but I hadn't really thought about directing, and I was getting these messages over and over while I was there.
So you are wondering about stepping into the role of director.
Yes.
As you know, it is you are getting messages for a reason. So always be open to the messages that you are are coming into your consciousness, because they are there for a reason. So if you are wanting to direct, then there is at this point there are many directions that you could go in. So what is happening is that you are feeling the building energy of all of that excitement that was around you with the films and the directors, and you are riding that wave, and you are riding it for good reason, because things are coming together for you. And we would let go of attachment of whether it needs to be the director role or the producer role or another role in that realm. But part of it is the excitement that you are feeling around you, around it, which is drawing you in. So if you are wanting to be a director, then you will be given opportunities to direct, so that you can just in daily life, we are saying. So you could start to get comfortable seeing yourself, feeling yourself as a director, and to see if that is the path that you want to walk. But we would also stay open to other roles that are available to you in that film industry, and you would very much be comfortable working in that industry, and it is very much a very easy and natural next step for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And so I guess you kind of answered the second part of the question is, with all this momentum that I feel like I have, going to Florida seems like, wow, what am I going to do there when I've made all these connections here, and yet I feel that it could, it could be just any way I want it, and why limit myself to wherever I am? It could be.
The momentum will carry you through in Florida. Whether you stay for 2 weeks or a month will not matter. But what we encourage you to do is to stay open, as you do, to all of the connections that are available to you, no matter where you are geographically, because in Florida you may bump up against some fairy person, some film connection person there. So it is not about time as much as it is about the inspiration along the way. So if you do what you do, which is follow your nose as you are on this trip and follow your intuition, the timing will be perfect. So we would relax around if you say X versus X long, whether it will stop your momentum or not. The momentum is there, and you can use that as inspiration where things can happen for you every day while you are on that trip. So it is not something that is stopping where you are, because while you are there, you can be getting phone calls from people, and you can be emailing, and you can try on your director boots, and you can play the role of who you want to be becoming in this. So you can do that no matter where you are.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, The Alchemist. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate all the love,
trip.
and thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for calling in, Tanea.
Well,
awesome.
And great show.
Yeah, have a great night.
Thank you.
Okay, that was perfect, because we did, we said we'll go to 8:00, and that was all the questions were asked, and here we are with 2 minutes left before 8:00. And so I just want to say that I love that you're channeling, and I love the way you're channeling. I love that you can go in and out so easily. God, that's just so cool. You're just doing it just like Nora does, and it's amazing. And I have another person I've had on the show a couple times does that too, and she's also a student of mine, where she's able to really be present, and then be boom channeling, and then be present, and it's whoa, so awesome work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's I feel good. I feel that was really fun. I feel like a lot of energy was just pulled through me, and just really good. It's true. I am able to be present and go in and out. I've actually been able to just walk and channel for clients too. So it's bizarre. I still don't know how it all works. I just know that that when I come out of it, I know that it's not, it's not me that's saying those things,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And stuff.
Well,
oh,
it's obvious that you're channeling to me. I mean, it's so clear. It's it's beautiful. It's wonderful. I'm so glad you're sharing it with people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You've been a huge inspiration. So thank you for
you.
being with me on this journey. We did it.
Oh, yeah, that was so fun. Yeah, we got to talk to some familiar voices there, which is great. I love how our tribe rallied around its own.
Yeah. Yeah. I love our audience. We have great callers.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you that this has been a really, as far as shows go for me, like doing these shows, this one had a lot of callers, like a lot of callers, and a lot of listeners online. I can see how many there are, and I've been getting these messages tonight from people saying that they can't listen online. There's something like a technical glitch going on, but still, had 100 people listening online, even with all the people who couldn't get through using the link. So it was, this was a really well attended or well listened to experience. So let's tell people again how to find you and your channeling and all the work that you do.
Wow, that's so cool. I love it. Thank you, everyone. So my website is ENaLukas.com, INALUKAS, ENaLukas.com. All my info is there, and you can book appointments online, and it's all pretty easy and straightforward. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I love working one-on-one with people. I really love it. So if any of you are feeling, inspired to shift some stuff or get insight, I love it. So I'm happy to help.
And she's also a bliss girl.
I am.
She's a bliss girl. And that website is Tipping Point of Bliss, right?
Yep, tippingpointofbliss.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ina's got a lot going on, but she'll try and squeeze you in if you want to.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, girl. Well done. Thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you, Daniel. I love you like crazy. I just love you so much, and I will be the voice of the many, 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 many people out there who benefit from your daily quotes and all the channeling and everything that you do. So your impact on the world is huge, and I have lifetime appreciation for you. So
thank you. I really, really loved hearing that. So thank you. And I will see you soon. I'll see you on the 1st at Kirsten's.
Yes. Woohoo.
All right. Until then.
Thank you, everyone.
I love you, Ina.
I love you, Daniel, so much.
Good night.
Have an awesome night.
You too. And that's going to do it for this episode, Heart to Heart Talk Radio. Please join me on danielscranton.com and check out all that I have going on. I have a live Q&A with, speaking of fairies, Ophelia on Thursday. And then I'm teaching my channeling class that Ina was in on Saturday. So you can join channeling class no matter where you are in the world. It's online or over the phone or however you want to connect, Skype. And so that's going on Saturday, and you find all this stuff on danielscranton.com, and make sure you click around on there because there's lots of different places you can go on my website where you have to like put the mouse arrow on top of the menu item, and then like more menu items pop down. So that's how you can find all the episodes too for this show, all the archived episodes. When you like put your mouse, what is it called? Roll over, they call it. You put that little arrow on me, and then you see, Heart to Heart Talk Radio. That, and all the archives are on there. And then next week, of course, I have Jonathan Goldman, which is huge. So I'm super excited, and I'll talk to you guys next week. And have a wonderful week if we do not connect between now and then. All right. Thanks for listening. I love you. Good night.